Further our discussion on Neal Talk, and thank you for tuning in. Today, I want to talk about the one thing that I think that seniors have a little bit of anxiety or fear about, and that is having doctor's visits. The the focus that I want to concentrate on is five main points that seniors fear when they have a doctor's visit. The first point is the denial and avoidance. And with that, what most seniors do is especially men, they have a tendency to put off on times that they are going to go to the doctor. And that is because they don't want to hear anything that's perhaps is lingering or that's wrong with them. And therefore, if you avoiding going and getting information or the answer, or you probably, the mindset is that it is not true. You don't have any type of ailments or anything, whether or not you feel them. The second thing I want to talk about is the fear of bad news and mortality. Because going to the doctor, we have that tendency of, I can't hear what they're going to say. They're going to call me tomorrow and let me know the results of my blood and perhaps urine test or whatever type of exam that you're having. And that is, if they call and say the wrong thing, maybe you have the big C or something like that, that can be devastating for a senior, because you think that perhaps you will not be able to recover from something like this. Therefore, you choose to not to want to hear the answer to that from your doctor. So your blood work, you tend to not want to get the results, or when they don't call or the next day or shortly thereafter, you think, oh, well, everything is fine. But in your mindset, you have that thought process, what if something is wrong? And then the third thing is you have that loss of control and vulnerability, because you allow them to take your blood and take your urine, and here is them that's going to come up and give you an answer at some point. That in itself makes you so vulnerable, because you're sitting around thinking that, okay, are they going to call early in the morning, or they're going to call late at night? That's a very, very fearful thing, because it's totally out of our hands on what the results will be, or when, or if they will call at a specific time. And then you sit around and wait for it. And the last thing is very fearful and difficult for seniors to just tough it out. With that, I mean, you don't hear anything. Are you going to sit around and just wait and hope for the best? But if you get the worst, what then? That's the thing. Because as you get older, you think about, well, I knew this person. They got a call from the doctor, or their results that they had, let's say, diabetes. So nowadays we can look at Google and see what happens with diabetes. What are the symptoms of things not being right when you have diabetes? That in itself, to me, is something that a lot of people could just fall into the trap of, just go, as they say, going down the rabbit hole, because you look for any and everything, any type of ailment that you've had, any feeling that you've had. Oh, such and such, his toe was hurt, and then later on they amputated it. that can give you all type of anxiety and fear and everything else. Because what if that happened to you? You know, every time you had your shoes off, you walked around the house, you were so fearful about everything. You know, you were fearful about falling. You know, what if I fall? Oh, I know such and such broke their hip when they fell. So you walk around on eggshells in your own house. That is one of those things that most men, especially elderly or senior men, have a hard problem with. And when it comes to the doctor, you tend to say, well, my wife is going. I'm glad. I hope everything is fine. But when it comes to the men, we have the tendency to be strong, to want to be strong, not want to be vulnerable in any way. Therefore, I hope that we will go to our annual physicals and doctor visits as necessary, because the fear is such that it's something that we need to find, make sure that we don't have anything. And if we do, we want to catch it early. Therefore, I want to emphasize this on a regular basis on this channel, that we should attend regular doctor visits as necessary. Therefore, I ask that you subscribe to this channel and share this information with anyone that may be retiring and a little bit fearful of doctor visits, because the results can help us. And I ask that you continue to tune into this channel from time to time as we are going through. And please subscribe. Thank you.